The Magical Night Garden and the Dreamstone Quest. The moon hung high above the meadow, casting a soft silver glow over the world below. Rosie, a small and curious rabbit, was lying on her favourite grassy patch, staring up at the twinkling stars. The night was peaceful, but there was something different about tonight. A soft humming sound seemed to be coming from deep within the forest. Rosie's big, expressive eyes widened. She twitched her ears, listening carefully. What could that be? She wondered, her heart fluttering with excitement. Just then, a tiny glow caught her attention. It was Sparkle, the glowworm, who lived in a nearby bush. Sparkle floated closer, her light casting a gentle green glow over the meadow. "Did you hear that humming too, Rosie?" she asked, her tiny wings fluttering. "I did," Rosie nodded eagerly. "It sounds like it's coming from the night garden." Oliver the owlet, who had been perched quietly in a tree above, swooped down to join them. "The night garden," he said, his big round eyes blinking with curiosity. "That place is supposed to be full of magic. Maybe it's calling us." Rosie felt a shiver of excitement. "Should we go and see?" she asked, looking at her friends. Oliver fluffed his feathers and Sparkle brightened her glow. "Let's find out," Sparkle said, her light glowing brighter. Together, the three friends made their way into the forest, following the strange hum that seemed to be leading them deeper and deeper into the magical night garden. The forest path was winding, but the moonlight lit their way, and Sparkle's glow provided a cozy light. Rosie hopped along carefully, her fluffy ears alert to every sound. Oliver flapped his wings softly, gliding just above them, and Sparkle buzzed along at their side. The deeper they went, the more the air seemed to shimmer. Tiny lights blinked among the trees, like stars had fallen to the earth. They finally reached a beautiful archway made of intertwined branches and glowing flowers. The entrance to the night garden. "Wow," Oliver whispered as he landed on the ground. "This place feels like a dream." Rosie nodded, her eyes wide as she looked around. Beyond the archway lay a meadow filled with flowers that glowed softly, their colours shifting with every gentle breeze. The hum was louder now, and it seemed to be coming from the centre of the garden, where a small hill rose, crowned by a single large flower that glowed a gentle blue. Sparkle floated closer, her glow brightening. "That must be where the humming is coming from." Rosie and Oliver followed Sparkle as they climbed the hill. At the very top, beneath the large glowing flower, they found a stone unlike anything they had ever seen. A crystal clear and shining stone, nestled among the roots of the flower. Rosie gently touched it with her paw, and the humming stopped. Instead, the stone began to glow, casting a shimmering light over them. "It's beautiful," Rosie said, her voice full of wonder. I think it's magical." Suddenly, the flower above them began to sway, and a soft voice echoed through the garden. "Welcome, little ones. You have found the Dreamstone, a treasure of the night garden." Oliver's eyes grew even wider. Did that flower just talk? The flower's petals glowed brighter. "I am the guardian of the night garden. The Dreamstone holds the power to make dreams come true, but only those with true hearts can unlock its magic." Rosie looked at her friends, her heart pounding. "How do we unlock its magic?" she asked. The flower swayed gently. "You must embark on a journey through the night garden and discover 3 hidden virtues: courage, kindness, and friendship. Only then will the Dreamstone reveal its true power." Sparkle buzzed excitedly. "A quest! I love quests!" Oliver fluffed his feathers nervously but nodded. "Let's do it," he said. "Together." Rosie smiled, her heart swelling with warmth. "Then let's begin." The first part of their journey led them to a place called the Misty Hollow. It was a part of the garden covered in a soft, swirling mist. Rosie led the way, her ears twitching as they entered the hollow. The mist grew thicker, and soon they could barely see a few steps ahead. Rosie took a deep breath. "We have to be brave," she whispered, mostly to herself. Suddenly, a shadow moved in the mist, and Oliver let out a small squeak. What was that?" he asked, his voice trembling. Rosie stood tall, even though her heart was pounding. "It's okay, Oliver. We're together. We can face anything." She took a step forward, her paws steady. The shadow moved closer, and as it did, they realized it was just a deer, a gentle creature, its eyes wide with curiosity. Oliver let out a sigh of relief. "It's just a deer." The mist began to clear, and a soft light surrounded them. The guardian's voice echoed gently. "You have shown courage, dear ones. The first virtue is found." Rosie smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "We did it," she whispered. Next, they entered the meadow of light, where the flowers glowed in every color of the rainbow. In the center of the meadow, they found a small creature, a baby hedgehog, crying softly. Rosie's heart ached at the sight. She hopped over to the hedgehog and knelt down. "What's wrong, little one?" she asked gently. The hedgehog sniffled. I got lost and I can't find my way home." Oliver fluttered over, his eyes full of concern. "Don't worry, we'll help you find your way." Sparkle floated closer, her light casting a warm glow over the hedgehog. "You're not alone. We're here to help." Together, they guided the little hedgehog through the meadow, finding his burrow beneath a large glowing mushroom. The hedgehog looked up at them, his eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you," he said, his voice barely a whisper. The meadow seemed to glow even brighter, and the guardian's voice echoed once more. "You have shown kindness, dear ones. The second virtue is found." Rosie felt warmth spread through her chest. "Kindness makes everything brighter," she said softly. The final part of their journey led them to the starry pool, a calm, clear pond that reflected the night sky above. As they approached, they saw their reflections shimmering on the water's surface. Suddenly, the water rippled, and a cold wind blew through the garden. Rosie shivered, and Oliver huddled close to her. Sparkle's glow flickered as she hovered near. "We have to stick together," Rosie said firmly. "No matter what happens, we're friends, and we're stronger together." Oliver nodded, and Sparkle brightened her glow once more. They held each other close, and the cold wind began to fade, replaced by a gentle warmth. The water of the starry pool began to glow, and the guardian's voice echoed for the last time. "You have shown true friendship, dear ones. The third virtue is found." Rosie, Oliver, and Sparkle beamed at each other, their hearts filled with love and warmth. With all three virtues found, they returned to the hill where the Dreamstone lay. The stone glowed brightly as they approached, and the guardian's voice spoke once more. "You have proven yourselves worthy. The Dreamstone's magic is yours to command. Make your wish, dear ones." Rosie looked at her friends, her heart full. "I wish for the night garden to always be a place of magic and wonder, where everyone can come and find courage, kindness, and friendship." The Dreamstone pulsed with light, and a beam shot up into the sky. The entire garden seemed to glow brighter, and the air was filled with the sound of gentle laughter and music. The guardian's voice whispered, Your wish is granted." Rosie, Oliver and Sparkle looked around, their hearts filled with joy. They had done something truly special, and the night garden would forever be a place of magic and wonder. As they made their way back home, the forest seemed more beautiful than ever. Just as they reached the edge of the night garden, Sparkle noticed something shining in the grass. "What's that?" she asked, buzzing closer. Rosie and Oliver gathered around and saw a small silver key, its surface engraved with tiny, intricate patterns. "A new mystery?" Oliver asked, his eyes wide with excitement. Rosie picked up the key, a smile spreading across her face. "I think our adventures are far from over,"